it's Leanne here. This video is all about my top 5 places to take your baby when it's raining. And I'm so excited to be making this video for you because it's a topic that's really important to me. And that's because it's been invaluable for my well-being, really, just to be able to get out of the house no matter what the weather is like. I know when I was pregnant, I had all these visions of me like walking through the park with baby and doing all of these kind of lovely outdoor activities, getting the fresh air, because I know that's good for me and also good for my baby. But let's face it, if you're like me and you live in England, then it rains quite a lot, and it can rain for several days in a row. And for me, I really didn't want to be stuck in the house for those days. So during this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 places to go when it's raining with your baby, so you can still get out of the house and go and have some fun. So let's get on with it. Okay, so my top place number 1 is a coffee shop. Now for me, coffee shops used to be somewhere on my way to work that I'd nip in very quickly before heading up to my desk just to get a coffee to start the day. I wouldn't really spend too much time in there at all. Whereas now, actually, I really enjoy going and sitting in a coffee shop with Theo when it's not very nice outside. And the reason for that is mainly because you get a nice comfy seat. Lots of them have sofas or those big comfy armchairs. So you get a nice comfy seat. Theo's in his pram and somebody will actually make me a hot drink that I can hopefully enjoy while it's hot, which for me is a big bonus because when I'm at home, there's usually always something to do. So by the time I've actually made my drink, sat down, something often happens that I need to deal with, and then my drink has gone cold. Typically, I usually forget about it because I get distracted so easily by something that Theo may need, or the doorbell going, or my telephone ringing. But actually, when you're in a coffee shop, baby in the buggy, and you have this lovely mug of hot drink in front of you, it's such a nice feeling just to sit there and really, really enjoy it. Take some time for you and just enjoy that. So I also find that if I've arranged to meet somebody, maybe to go for like a walk in the park or something like that, but it starts raining, actually a coffee shop's a really good alternative because, like I said, they're usually quite quiet during the day, and it's just, a nice atmosphere to go and sit down and talk. So rather than cancel because of the weather, I tend to go to a coffee shop and meet my friend there, and then we can have a good old chat with a cup of coffee, tea, cold drink, whatever takes your fancy. And the other bonus, they usually have pastries and other yummy treats like that, which definitely are a big selling point for me. So that's my top place number 1, is go to a coffee shop. My top place number 2 is actually the library. So obviously it's indoors, so it's great when it's raining. But also, I absolutely love reading to Theo, and it seems like he really enjoys it too. He loves kind of listening to my voice, seeing all of the pictures, and he kind of really interacts with it. You can see him, his hands on the pages, and it almost sometimes seems like he's trying to turn the pages with you. So I can know he really enjoys it. And then what's great about the library is that there are a wealth of other books that we can read, not just the ones that we have at home. So we can also try out some new authors, try out some new types of books, see what he enjoys, and then I can get some ones for at home as well that we can enjoy. But not only is it the fact that I can go there and I can read to him, which is a lovely thing to do when it's raining because it's indoors, but also libraries are extremely child friendly. I found that the ones that I've been to have had great baby changing facilities, which for me is so important when I'm out. You know, if Theo needs changing, then I don't want to be hunting around for a nice baby changing facility. It's nice to know that there's one on hand. One of the other great things about the library is that they have activities for the children. Now for some older children, they have things like arts and crafts, things like that. But even for babies as young as Theo, and even younger, Theo's 4.5 months, and you find babies even younger than Theo there, they have lovely activities for them too. And one of our particular favourites is rhyme time. So rhyme time is where we go. We sing nursery rhymes, we play instruments, and there's also a lot of teddies there as well that the children can hold and integrate into the songs. For example, when you've got Old MacDonald Had a Farm, they have lots of kind of animal teddies that the children can hold and kind of really feel part of the singing. So Theo absolutely loves it. He loves the singing, he loves looking at the other children and interacting with them. He just smiles so much when we're at rhyme time. He's at the age now where he just loves looking at people and he finds faces fascinating. So when you've got lots of people there, lots of activity, lots of children kind of dancing and jumping up and down, it's really great just to see how much Theo loves it, and it's great for both of us really, because I also get to speak to some of the other mums while those activities are on. So that's my number 2 place. So the third one on my list is the garden centre. Now this one took me a little bit by surprise. It was recommended to me by a friend when I was pregnant. She said to me one of her favourite places to go to with her baby is actually a garden centre, and I didn't really get it at first. But now that I've been a few times, I can really see why it was one of her favourite places, and it's definitely in my top 5. So the first reason is parking. You can park right outside, and so you don't have to walk very far in the rain. I've never failed to get a parking space near the front of the garden centre when I've been during the day, so it just makes things a bit easier that way. The second reason why I love it so much is that there's lots of space just to walk around. I can put Theo in his buggy and we can walk around without being impeded by too much. And really, there is so much to see at the garden centre for Theo. Like, I wouldn't have believed it to start with, but actually it's a bit like baby sensory. So you have lights, there are flowers, we've seen water features there. So there are mobiles and dream catchers, lots of even things like garden furniture, which they do also have inside as well with the big canopies. It's just lots of different things that Theo can look at and experience, and I can give him things to hold and touch, and so it really is a bit like baby sensory. He really, really enjoys it. The other great thing about a garden centre is a lot of them have cafes. So my local one has a lovely cafe that serves breakfast, lunch, and I think they also do dinner as well. I've just never been there at dinner time. But they also do great cake. And I found that garden centres have pretty good cake, so that sells it for me from the beginning, really. So not only can you walk around and it's kind of great, lots of stuff for Theo to look at. He's really interested in looking at all the bright colours and all the different things that are there. But also there's a nice place to go and sit down, have something to eat, have something to drink, and if Theo needs feeding, then that's a nice place to go and do that as well. The garden centre is my top place, number 3. So number 4 on my list of great places to take your baby when it's raining is actually a baby group. There are so many of them around. I know within, say, 3 or 4 miles from my house, there are so many groups. So you're bound to find something on each day of the week that you can go to. And I tend to find them just by kind of Googling around or looking at my local children's centre to see what's on. So these can be things just like parent and baby groups, baby sensory classes, different kind of tea and talk sessions where you just go have a cup of tea and talk to other parents. Or it can be things like more structured, say like baby massage or something where you go and learn something. But all of these are great places to go when it's raining outside, so you can't be out in that fresh air. And one of the great reasons to go to these baby groups is that you actually get to speak to other adults. So you can be at home with your baby and you may actually only talk to your baby all day. While that's great, sometimes it's nice to have some adult conversation. And when you get to these groups, you tend to find that the other adults there are probably in a pretty similar position to you. So I found they are always willing to have a chat, which is great. It's also great for baby's development as well, being in these kind of environments. They're very social, there are lots of other children there that they can learn from. And also if it's something, say like baby sensory or baby massage, then you're really kind of stimulating their senses and they're developing from what they're seeing, what they're feeling, but also great for your development as well. Not only, like I mentioned before, you get to speak to other adults, but also it's great for tips and advice. Most people there are parents or other kind of people who look after children, so they have a wealth of knowledge between them on, I'm sure, anything that you have a question about or you just want a bit more information about. So I've spoken to people about the nappies that they use, creams they use when their baby has nappy rash, different kind of bedtime routines and what works for them, what time their baby goes to bed at night. And I can see how as Theo gets older, my questions will keep coming. For example, when he starts teething, I may be able to ask them, what did you use? What did you find really worked to help kind of soothe the baby's discomfort when they're teething? There are just so many questions that we have as parents or people that look after children. And so everyone in these places are in the same boat. They have children and they've lived through these things and they found what works for them. So it's really great to go and speak to people and find the information that you may want to know, or answers to questions that you may have. So it's a great opportunity for you to share your knowledge as well and really feel like you're helping somebody else, which is a lovely feeling to have, really, to feel like you're sharing and actually really helping someone who may be struggling with something, or even if they're not struggling, they just maybe want a bit more information. It's really nice to know that you can help. So number 5 on my list, and the last place I'm going to talk about, is a shopping centre. Now, I wouldn't have thought about this before as somewhere where I would take my baby, because it automatically doesn't actually seem that baby friendly. It seems like quite an adult thing to do. But shopping centres, particularly indoor ones, are actually extremely baby friendly, especially when it's raining, because it's all indoors. There's plenty of stuff to do, whether that is you're going to shop, you can go and eat something, you can go and grab a coffee somewhere. There are so many different things to do. Lots of shopping centre nowadays have even kind of leisure activities. So there may be cinemas, bowling, I've seen ice skating rinks, all great things to kind of go, have a look at, and all things that your baby may actually enjoy looking at too. So when you're in a shop, you can find there are lots of different things around, lots of different people, so babies may want to have a look. So whether that's clothes that are all brightly coloured or shiny silver kitchen equipment in one of those kind of shops, there's actually lots of stuff for your baby to be able to see and to keep them interested if they're awake. Also, you can spend quite a lot of time there, so you can go out for the day, you can do any of the errands that you need to do. If you've got stuff that you need to buy, then you can get that done while you're there too, and it's a great use of kind of your time on a rainy day when you can't be outside. But also to take some time for you, go and have some lunch, go and sit down and enjoy a meal with your baby in the buggy. You can even meet friends there for lunch if you wanted to. So it really is such a lovely place to go with a baby, just because there is so much variety. So I found that I can go there on several days if it's raining and actually do completely different things. We're kind of never bored in a shopping centre. That could just be my love of shopping, but I'm hoping that it's a bit more than that. Another great thing about a shopping centre is that there's typically lots of parking, or if you don't drive, then typically lots of public transport that will link, hopefully from where you live or where you are, to the shopping centre. So hopefully really easy to get to. So now I've told you about my top 5 places to go with my baby when it's raining, and I'd love to hear from you. So please do leave me a comment if any of the places that I've mentioned are your favourite places. But also I'd really love to hear from you if you've got other places that you like to go to. I'm always looking for places to take Theo when it's raining, because as I said, living in England, it rains quite a lot. So having new places on our list to go to would be great. So please do leave me a comment. Also, if you've liked this video, then hit the like button, and please do share with your friends if you think that they would find this video useful. And if you like what you're seeing, then hit the subscribe button.